Hello everybody and welcome to another week of Makers Monday. I am Anastasia Radloff, aka a Stampin' Blondie, and I'm super excited to be here with you today to create some brand new projects with brand new supplies from the online exclusives offering. Now let me just do that right there so I can see all your comments. If you're watching here on Facebook, make sure to comment, say hi, let me know where you're watching from. And I'm also live over on YouTube as well. So if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to comment there as well. Let me know if you're watching here today. It's just fun to interact with everybody and to see where everybody is joining me each week. Now today, like I said, I've got 3 projects featuring the Happy Hibiscus bundle. Now this is a brand new bundle from the online exclusives offering. It was released last week, 2 weeks ago. So it's brand new. And normally I don't craft with flowers very often. I try to stick to bright and fun projects, but florals usually aren't typically my crafting go-to. But when I saw this bundle, it really drew me in because this stamp set with its floral images, you could really make the colors on them pop depending on which ink pads you use. And what also drew me into it is a hybrid embossing folder. So I will show you what that means when we get to that later. So hello Maggie, hello Barb, both of you ladies are from the Tucson area, so thank you for watching. Hopefully it's nice and warm there still for you. It was a beautiful day today here in Rhode Island. It was 62-ish degrees, so very nice still outside. We went and got our snow shovel this weekend just to have it on hand for the winter time. We had a snow shovel in Arizona. We actually used it a lot to scoop up leaves that would fall from the trees. The snow shovel's perfect for scooping leaves, but it disappeared on the journey from Arizona to Rhode Island, so we had to go buy another one. Hopefully we don't have to use it this winter time, and it'll just stay in the shed and collect dust for later. All right, hi Carol, hi Penny. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I spent my weekend we got a new puppy almost 2 weeks ago. I'll have to share a photo of him. He's 10 months old. He is a rescue. My husband and I rescue dachshunds. Normally we go for the older dachshunds, but because we lost 2 of them within 6 weeks of each other this summer, we decided to go for a younger one that we could have for a lot longer. So he's definitely a lot more spry than our 16-year-old dachshund, but that's okay. He's starting to settle into our family and he's so cute. His name is Beans. And he was a rescue from a rescue up in Massachusetts, so we got him. All right, so let's go ahead. I've got just a couple quick things to go over before we jump into our projects. So let's go ahead and swap the camera and we will get started. Okay, the first thing that I wanted to share is I'm talking about online exclusives. Now, released with this Happy Hibiscus bundle is the Hearts of Elegance suite as well. Now, Stampin' Up, I've gotten to see the new spring catalog already. So that debuted for demonstrators last week, and I'll get to pre-order from it starting tomorrow. So I'm very excited. But in that catalog, there will not be a Valentine's Day suite. So a suite meaning stamp sets, dies, coordinating designer series paper. There are some Valentine's Day things in there, but not an entire coordinating suite. And that's where our online exclusives come in. So the Heart of Elegance stamp set, this is available now as an online exclusive item, so anybody can get these items. The Heart of Elegance stamp set, it includes 11 images and sentiments, and it's a photopolymer stamp set, meaning completely see-through and clear, so you can see exactly where you're stamping. Now, I don't do a ton of Valentine's Day projects, but I will be doing these items as January's Club Craft and Create, as a pending supply issues. So right now I'm planning to use these for January's class. These are also the new gold heart gems. They come in 2 different sizes, and I'm very excited because they are flat, so you can easily mail these on any of your Valentine's Day cards or any other type of cards as well. This is the new gold twisted thread, and I'm going to show you what it means by twisted. I've got a project that I've used this on already. This is great because I love twine, but sometimes you want a little sparkle on your project. So the gold twisted thread is available as well. And then these are new gift bag combo pack. So you get, it's 16 gift bags, 8 of 2 different sizes, and these are really good for treat bags, to create little gifting bags with, and they don't just have to be for Valentine's Day. These are good with Christmas now. If you have co-workers, you can make little Christmas bags and gift these as well. So these are available as well. And I haven't even looked at this yet, but this is the Marbled Elegance Designer Series paper. And this does have some gold in it, so I'm very excited about this. But beautiful designer series papers. That one side has gold foiling and the other side does not. So you can use these, and this is great because this is not just Valentine's Day paper. It can be for a variety. Like this would be good for baby shower cards. It could be good for feminine birthday cards. So this paper is really beautiful, more than just Valentine's Day. So like I said, one side is gold foil, the other side is non-foiled paper. All of the colors here, we've got real red, flirty flamingo, it looks like. Ooh, this is fun. The gold is like splotched. And this would be great for Christmas too, some of these papers. So not just Valentine's Day. This is a good Valentine's Day color though. Pretty in Pink is in here as well. So we've got one side here. Oh, I didn't show. Here's the other side of that last piece. And then we've got some stripes. And then, so what they did is Stampin' Up! Did some oil, I guess, I can't remember what it's called, but they like spilled oil paint on canvases, and that's how they got these designs. And then this one does have hearts, so it would be good for your traditional Valentine's Day projects, but look at that gold foil on there. And that ties in with the heart gold embellishments and then the twisted thread. So all of this is available right now on the website. It is an online exclusive, so it won't be in any of our catalogs. And you can purchase it now. I know as crafters, we like to work ahead. Many of you are thinking of Christmas right now, but Valentine's Day is right around the corner, so you can use those papers for Valentine's, and some of them are good for Christmas too. Okay, each week I do something called Prize Patrol, and then all you have to do is share this video and enter shared into the comments, and then you're entered into this week's Prize Patrol. Now, because last week was Veterans Day, we did not have a Facebook Live. So 2 weeks ago, I did a kit class alternatives, and the prize for that week was for the guys full kit, and the winner for sharing that video was Diane Webb. So congratulations, Diane. You are the winner of Prize Patrol from 2 weeks ago. All she had to do, like I said, share the video, comment that she shared, and she was entered to win. Now this week's Prize Patrol is Christmas Designer Series paper. So this is the Sweetest Christmas Designer Series paper. You get quite a few sheets in there. So it is 6 by 12. It's easier to mail 6 by 12. But Sweetest Christmas Designer Series paper is our Prize Patrol for this week. So go ahead and share the video, comment that you shared, and you'll be entered into Prize Patrol. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this week's projects. Now, yesterday on my website and here on Facebook and Instagram, I shared this sneak preview card of the Happy Hibiscus. Now, I really wanted to use this Regal Winter Designer Series paper. Now for me, this Regal Winter paper, the only reason I have it is because I did a paper share and I had one share left over, so I used those papers for projects. And normally I would not have purchased this paper. It's very busy for me, but I had it and I wanted to use it, so I used it on this card. What I used here is that gold twisted thread that I showed you earlier from the Valentine's Day suite. And like I mentioned, it's twisted, so you can kind of, I'll hold it up there. You can kind of pull the threads apart and fray the twine. So it's not just a thread. You can really kind of play with it and pull it apart a little bit, fray it. So for this one, it's kind of hard to see, but this stamp set, this whole bundle includes what is called a hybrid embossing folder. So if you're not familiar with what hybrid embossing folders are, so the bundle includes the stamp set, an embossing folder, and dies. So you get all three together. Now, a hybrid embossing folder means that one of these dies fits into the embossing folder and you can run it through the die cut machine and it'll cut and emboss at the exact same time. Now, I can't remember, I don't think our projects today have that on it. Did I do that? No, I'm just doing die cutting. But I want to show you how it works. So this is the die that becomes part of the embossing folder. And the way that you'll know that it works is that you just kind of find the design of the die. You want your die, there's like that little raised edge on the die, that you want to be facing inside, and then it'll just kind of nestle into the embossing folder. So once you have it, let me try to find where it goes. Come on, there. Once it like has, you can kind of feel it like sit into the embossing folder, and then when you try to move it, it's nestled in there. So you would put your paper in there, run it through the die cut machine, and it would emboss that image and die cut it out all at the same time for you. So that's what a hybrid embossing folder is. Now, of course, this can also be used as a regular embossing folder just by itself, and we're going to do that today. And then these dies can be used by itself as well. So you have 1, 2, and then 3 different ways to use these all together. I really like hybrid embossing folders. It kind of stretches your designs just a little bit further with that addition of being able to die cut and emboss at the same time. Now, I'm not going to be creating these projects today, but I also created 2 more with the Happy Hibiscus stamp set. Oh, I don't think I've even showed you the stamp set yet. Here's what it looks like. Here's the stamp set. 12 stamps, photopolymer, so you can see exactly where you're stamping. A mixture of sentiments and images, just like I like. And then these, the images on the outside here are at 75%. So the images are larger when you stamp them. And then there's the outside edge and then the inside, so you can really mix and match your coloring here. So these are 2 projects that I created with the Happy Hibiscus stamp set and dies to go along with that. But today we're going to be creating 3 different projects. So here is one. I really wanted to bring in some bright fun colors on this card. So we have Berry Burst, Bubble Bath Ink, Pretty in Pink, Daffodil Delight, and Granny Apple Green. This card here, Poppy or Pretty Peacock, and we're doing Berry Burst, Blackberry Bliss, and Night of Navy. So I wanted to show kind of more a regal tone to these. So you have brights and regals. And then this is my favorite card that we're gonna create today. We're gonna do some spotlight coloring with the embossing folder. Very fun technique, easy technique, no matter your skill level, anybody can create this card. So that's my favorite one we're gonna create today. Now, don't forget, each week I offer these as a class kit to go. So with an order of $35 on my Stampin' Up! Website, you can choose anything you want. Their link is on the video screen here, and I will send you the cards to create these projects here today. Now it's cardstock embellishments, no stamped images are included because of Stamp and Write rules, but you can choose any supplies that you want, and you can even add the Happy Hibiscus to be able to create my exact projects here today. And also on my website, stampandblondie.com, I offer a free project PDF tutorial. This talks about all of the item names, numbers, and the prices of the supplies that I used for all 3 projects. Don't forget, there's that back side there as well. All right, let's go ahead and get started on our projects today. We are gonna create our pretty peacock card first. Now, these 2 cards here, the designs I pulled from the Stampin' Up! Catalog. Specifically, that pretty peacock one, let me find it. It is, the catalog is really great to pull product inspirations from. You know, when you get in that rut and you're like, I don't really know what kind of design I want to make. I'm kind of stuck on finding what I want. I like to go to the Stampin' Up! Website, or to the catalog here, and pull card designs and use them for my projects. So let me find, where did I find that one? Which one was that? That one was, it was a really pretty card that I thought would work perfect for this layout. If I don't find it in the next few pages, I'll just move on. Oh, here it is, right here. So this card right here, baby card, there's 3 strips of embossed, it's on page 64. There's 3 strips of embossed paper. You've got 2 little onesies and then 2 strips of Granny Apple Green. So for my card, I kind of used what I had with the Happy Hibiscus. So we are gonna use that as our inspiration for this project. So let's get some of this out of the way here, because we're gonna need this. Here we go. Okay, so I have a piece of a pretty peacock cardstock. This is 4 1/4 by 11, so it's gonna be an easel card that we're gonna make here today. I've scored it at 5 1/2, and so I just wanna use my bone folder here to crisp up my line, and then we're gonna put that off to the side. I have 2 pieces of Berry Burst cardstock, 3 pieces of pretty peacock cardstock, and then I've already pre-die cut from the die set the sentiment for the project. So our little sentiment down here. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna emboss these 3 pieces. So I'm going to take my embossing folder. Now, because this is a larger embossing folder, we do have to use the large Stampin' Cut emboss machine. Unfortunately, this folder doesn't fit into the small machine, but the dies, if you just want to use the dies by themselves, they will fit. So I'm just adding these 3 to my folder here. And then we're going to close that and bring in our machine. So, this is a good arm workout for you. So we've got our machine, and then my plates are right here. So we just need our, for this part at least, we're gonna use our, drop that. Oh, yep, drop the stamp set. We've got our plate 1, and then our embossing folder is gonna go in, and then plate number 4 is gonna go right on top. And we're gonna run that through to emboss those 3 pieces there. And we'll put that there. So we've got our 3 pieces that are embossed. If you hear like thumping around upstairs, it's because my husband's playing with the dog, and I'm telling you, that puppy energy, whew, he is crazy. Okay, we are gonna use, for this card, we're gonna use a Pretty Peacock ink first, and we're gonna do some tone-on-tone stamping. Now in the stamp set, there's like this little, I don't even know what to call it. It's like hash marks. So we're gonna use that stamp in the corner of the upper right and the lower left of our card, just to give something in the background so it's not so plain. So we're gonna stamp that here. Hello, Darlene, I miss you too. I miss everybody in Tucson. I don't have any crafting friends here, so it's really hard to not be able to get together and craft with other people. So we have our 3 strips of embossed. You can see that they're embossed here, and we're gonna use some multi-purpose liquid glue, and we're just going to glue these down to our card base. Now they're gonna go at an angle, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna kind of layer them in a Z pattern. So we're just gonna line them up here, and it's just gonna crisscross. It's kind of hard to see because it's the same color paper on same color card base, but let me glue them all on and I'll show you what they look like. So the first one's gonna go at a little bit of an angle. The second's gonna layer that second part of a Z, and then the last one on top. I'm using liquid glue because it gets in those crevices of the embossed and it really helps it to stick a little better. So there you go. It's just Z'd right on the front. Now this is a great card for scraps. So we have those 3 pieces of our paper here. And now we're gonna take some white cardstock and we're gonna stamp our large flower. Now the large flowers are all 3 in one stamp. So you're gonna, because it lines up with the die, so you're gonna be able to stamp all 3 flowers at the same time. Now our flowers are gonna be in tuxedo black ink because I just want that outline of the flower here. And because it's a larger stamp, I'm gonna ink it up upside down so I can make sure everything is inked up really well. Hello, Shar, rainy Wisconsin. We haven't had rain here in a long time. There's been like red flag warnings and stuff for it being so dry outside. So I think it's supposed to rain later this week. So there we go. We've got our 3 flowers all ready to go. Now we're gonna stamp each of these different colors. So the middle of the flowers are all individual, so you can change out the colors of those quite easily. So we've got all 3 here. And our large flower, I'm gonna stamp first in Berry Burst. And I wanted this card to be more, like I said, those regal tones, the deep tones. It's a congratulations card, so it really can be any color you want it to be. Now this stamp isn't gonna line up perfectly. It's going to go outside the lines a little bit, but that's okay because that is how the stamp is supposed to be. And we're gonna clean that off because we're gonna be using that with different colors later. And close that up. Our next color is gonna be Blackberry Bliss. And that's gonna be the small flower here. There we go. And then our last one will be Night of Navy. So our dark blue for this one, again, regal tones. And just want to make sure this one lines up. It doesn't line, like I said, it doesn't fit in there perfectly. It does go outside the lines a little bit, but it still has a certain way for it to go. All right, let me clean these off because we are going to reuse them again and I don't want them to get stained with our dark colors too much. All right, now we're gonna die cut this. So we're gonna run this through the machine, and because I've already stamped it and I am going to add my die, I'm gonna add a piece of washi tape just to make sure everything stays exactly where it's going to be when I run it through the machine. And this is a larger die, so I'm gonna add 2 pieces of washi tape. Just because I want it to really stick on there. Okay, and our machine, and our platform. This is why I try to have a lot of stuff die cut already prior to going live, but because we had to stamp it first, I have to die cut it here. Oh, it's pushing my glue out of the way. Oh, there we go. And now we have our die cut flowers. Here's our little small one, and then you just want to be careful with the washi tape. You don't want to rip your paper. Lift. And now we have our 3 flowers. And we can assemble the rest. So we've got our 2 strips of Berry Burst. So the first thing we're going to do is add dimensionals to the back of our 3 flowers. And this will help them pop against the embossed pieces that we did. So the blue one's gonna go on first, our dark blue one. Oh, here's the sample card so you can see. Our dark blue one's gonna go on first, right there. Then we're gonna add on the big pink one. And then our Berry Burst little piece is just gonna tuck right there. Oh, I forgot to glue these down. So the good thing with dimensionals is that they come right up, and now we can glue these on here. These I'm gonna add on with dimensionals as well. So dimensionals right here, but I'm gonna use like these little end strip pieces because that will help. They're not so bulky, and these strips of Berry Burst are very thin. There we go. Do I have the Magnet Magic Matte? Not yet, Corinne. It's out of stock, so I haven't ordered it yet. I have that thing on where it's like notify me when it comes back in stock. So the Magic Matte, I love this. It's for scrapbook or for die cutting, it replaces one of your plates, and it helps prolong the life of your plates. But it's been out of stock, and so I haven't been able to get it yet, but I have that little notification thing set up so that when it does come back into stock, I'm gonna order it. There's some other things I want to get too, but I don't want to like place an order and then it comes back into stock and then like the next day it's like, you know, back. So I'll just wait until it comes in. Maybe Santa will get it for me for Christmas. Okay, so I added our 2 strips of Berry Burst cardstock and then our 3 flowers. Now we have our sentiment piece, so we're gonna stamp that with Pretty Peacock ink. And this says congratulations. So a basic congratulations card, great for any type of needed occasion. And this die is from the Happy Hibiscus set. I just pre-die cut it because I didn't want to get that that piece out for that one little die cut. And then again, this is gonna go on with dimensionals. Here we go. And there. Now, embellishments. So I was trying to figure out what kind of embellishments I could use for this because I'm choosing like a variety of color tones. So one card is brights, one card is regals. So I went with metallic gems. They come in 2 different sizes, 3 different colors. You have silver, gold, and rose gold. And we are gonna use 2 of the silver, 1 small, 1 large. And we're gonna add 1 there, and the large first, and then the small, and that is our first card today featuring the Happy Hibiscus set. I hope you guys like this one. Like I said, I wanted something that's different, not your squared layout. I pulled inspiration from that annual catalog picture, so I hope you guys liked this one. I really like the colors on this, the more like jeweled tones. It's really, really pretty. Okay, so I am gonna move that off to the side. I did see they had a red magic mat, but I've had this black one for, I think, since it came out. This is the original one I have. This one's been going great, but they do have smaller ones that are coming out for the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So when those come out too, I'll be getting the mini one as well. Okay, next we're gonna do this Berry Burst project here. So this has Berry Burst cardstock and Berry Burst layer. I love Berry Burst. It is a great in-between pink purple color. It's not super bright and in your face. It's not like it's a neon. So I really like this. It can be a bright or it can be a regal. So it kind of has that line like that last card I used it with regal tones. This card, I'll be using it with more brighter colors as well. Now we're gonna emboss this piece of cardstock first. So let's get our embossing folder back out here with our Happy Hibiscus. And we're gonna line this up there. I like to use that black line on the embossing folder to make sure that my cardstock in there is straight. We're gonna get this back out and run this through the machine here. Oh, sorry, somebody's calling me. Norwegian Cruise Line. They want me to go on a cruise, but I can't plan anything because I'll be moving again next summer. They've called me like a couple times this week. Probably want me to book a cruise, but when you don't know where you're gonna live next summer, it's hard to book a cruise because, like, why would I book an Alaskan cruise if I live in Alaska, you know? So it's really hard to plan when you don't know where you're gonna live. So we have our piece of embossed Berry Burst, and we're gonna glue this down to our card base. And yes, I know, I just moved this summer and we're moving again. That's the military life for you. But we knew we were only gonna be here for a year, so it's not a surprise. We knew it was just for a year. Okay, so we've got our piece there. So again, tone on tone. I didn't want to do anything too crazy because I really want those flowers to be the focal point of the card. I didn't want it to do too much crazy stuff here. Where is my, did I take it out already? That sentiment piece, did it fall out? I may have to do some die cutting here. I thought I had it in my packet. I die cut it earlier. Who knows? I'll have to do another one, I guess. Okay, we are going to work on our flowers now. So same piece of basic white paper that we used before, same stamp set and our black ink. We're gonna do the same thing, just different colors this time on this one and some brighter colors. So we've got, on this one, we've got Daffodil Delight, Pretty in Pink, Bubble Bath, which Bubble Bath is a really fun pinkish purple tone as well. And it can kind of go two different ways. And on this one, we're also gonna be stamping some leaves. So we're gonna be doing 3 leaves. So 1, use all this extra white space here. Let's see, can I get one more on here? Let's do it right there. Okay, so for this, like I said, we're gonna use Bubble Bath, Pretty in Pink, Daffodil Delight, and Granny Apple Green for the leaves. So our Bubble Bath is gonna be that smallest flower. Now with Bubble Bath, like I mentioned, it's a pink purple. So depending on what you pair it with, it can look purple, it can look pink. That's why I like this color. Oh, Peggy, you keep losing my audio. Is anybody else losing my audio? I hope not. Maybe it's just bad weather or internet. Sometimes my internet just cuts out for no reason. So hopefully everybody can hear me and you just have to close out Facebook and come back. Okay, our large flower is gonna be pretty in pink. This is one of our in colors. It's a returning color, so Stampin' Up! Had it before my time in Stampin' Up!, but it is back. Okay, and then our last one, Daffodil Delight, a great all-around yellow. And that will go, make sure it's the right way. There we go. Good on my end. Yeah, try to go out and come back in. Maybe just Facebook's being finicky. Okay, cuts in and out, but I don't completely lose you. Oh, huh. All good here. Oh, it seems like some people are losing audio, some people are not. I wonder if when I got that phone call, it kicked off my audio or something. Who knows? Okay, our inside leaves, Granny Apple Green. So we're going to just stamp those. I think I need to re-ink my Granny Apple. It's a little light. There we go. Okay, and we're gonna die cut. So we're gonna line this up, add our washi tape again so it stays in place. And then we're gonna add the leaf die as well. There's that. I'm good in Wisconsin, and it's raining in Wisconsin too, so who knows, maybe Facebook's just being finicky. Put that the right way. There we go. Okay, get my washi tape, another piece. There we go. And we're gonna run this through the machine. But I can use, oh no, I put my small machine back. Ugh. I got the big one out and then I put the small one away because I knew I was only gonna be needing the big one today. Okay, magic mat. Oh, that, then the magic mat. And this. So, ugh. Can you guys believe that Thanksgiving is next week already? It is crazy. I cannot believe. I found the die cut piece. I think it was stuck to the bottom of my machine. Yeah, I can't believe Thanksgiving is next week already. It seems like November, like from Halloween to now, just like flew by. And, oh, that didn't cut out all the way. I'll just use my scissors. Yeah, Halloween to now just like flew by, and then it's gonna be Christmas and then New Year's and then my birthday, and hopefully by my birthday we'll know where we're moving to. There we go. But it's just, I can't believe how fast it's gone. We've been here since July and it's just like we're already almost halfway through already. A year goes by fast. It really does. Okay, our second leaf that we're die cutting. And then our last leaf here. So I signed up for a scrapbook crop, but it's not until March. I'm a little sad about that. I signed up back in September, October. But yeah, it's not until March. I wish it was sooner because like I said, I don't really have any crafting friends here. You guys can come visit me though. Okay, And now that I found that die cut piece, we can do our sentiment as well. So this one says, "You make me smile," and it has black ink on it. I didn't want to do too many of colors, so I chose just black for the sentiment because it ties in the black with the outside of our leaves here. Okay, now we are gonna put all of this together. Oh, I lost another little piece. What the heck is going on? Where did it go? I lost my little bubble bath piece. Watch, I'm gonna assemble all this and then I'll find it. Is it on me? Nope. Okay, well, I don't know where it went. Let me check the bottom of my die cut machine again. You never know. It could have gotten stuck. Nope. Okay, we're just gonna move on without the bubble bath piece. So we've got our big pink flower here, and then our yellow. So we're just gonna add a little bit of glue to the back of the yellow one. We're not gonna add it to the whole thing, just a little bit. Then, oh, there's the bubble bath piece. It came back. It's a mystery where all these things go. All right, our little bubble bath piece, we're gonna add a little bit of glue there, and that's gonna tuck behind there. Our leaves, we're gonna put 2 right next to that bubble bath piece. So right now I'm just layering everything with this. Look underneath the machine. It was not underneath the machine for, I don't know. I looked under this card and it was not there the first time I looked, and then it's back. Maybe it's a ghost. I have a ghost. A crafting ghost. I have to tell you guys a story about this house. So we moved in, and during the summertime it was raining a lot, so we had a leak in our in the bathroom, my husband's bathroom, in our master bedroom. And so we called the landlord, and they came over, and they're like, well, we want to get in the attic because we need to see where the leak is coming from. And I was like, okay. The attic entrance is in our hallway. So I'm by our bedroom. The guy pulls down the thing. My husband's like past the guy down the hallway. And my husband just looks at me and he's like this. He's like, and he points up. And I was like, what is going on? And so I come around when the guy was up there, and right at the top of the stairs and into the attic is a dollhouse. A creepy dollhouse. And I don't know why it's there. It's just in the attic, right at the entrance to the attic. So I'm convinced that's the ghost, the dollhouse ghost. Okay, so I added dimensionals to the back of my flowers and to the back of my sentiment piece. And now we're gonna come in with the metallic gems, and we're gonna add rose gold ones to this one. So we're gonna add some small little gems around the outside of here. It's only a 5-hour drive from Pennsylvania, give or take. Road trip. Man, we're gonna be down your way around Christmas time. We're gonna go to New York City, see the Rockettes. So here's our second card today, featuring the Happy Hibiscus stamp set. A little more in-depth, so I wouldn't say this is for beginners. This is definitely not a beginner card, but it's fun to step it up with the die cutting, the stamping, and embossing on this one. So that's our second card. I hope you guys like this one, but now we're gonna move on to my favorite card from this week, and it is this one right here. So we're gonna do some spotlight coloring. So we have a piece of basic white cardstock and a piece of basic white cardstock. So we have our card base and our piece of cardstock here. We're gonna run this through the machine and get some embossing on there. So we're gonna do some embossing, and then while I have the machine out, we're gonna do a die cut quick as well. So first we're gonna emboss this piece here that I covered up with my machine. Just a regular emboss. We're not gonna hybrid cut it or anything. So we're just gonna run this through and line it up on that black line. The Rockettes are on your bucket list. So that's why we're going, because it's on my bucket list. The last time we went to New York City was in September of 2022. Yeah, September 2022. And the Rockettes only perform at Christmas time. They don't do any other shows, and so that's why I want to go. And we can take the Amtrak there, so it's not that far away. And I really want to go at Christmas. I mean, I couldn't care less about anything else in the city because we've already, done it all already. But that's the one thing. Oh, of course, like the Rockefeller tree and the, the store windows and stuff that are only at Christmas time. Of course, we'll do that. But, like, I don't need to go see the 9/11 memorial because I've already done that. I don't need to, see the Empire State Building because I've already done that too. So it's just kind of just to go to see the Rockettes. Okay, I've die cut 2 of these little leaves from the set. So now we have all of our machine stuff out of the way. We can get this big honking guy out of here. Ugh. Okay, I've got my basic white. We're gonna fold that in half and put this off to the side. Hello, Kathy Haddon. It was great to meet you this summer as well, too. So, actually, not the summer. It was like a month ago. I met her a month ago. She lives in Nebraska, and I was going from Colorado to Iowa, and she was on the route. So, we stopped and said hi. It was great. Okay, so we are going to take this embossed piece of paper, our blending brushes, and 4 different colors of ink, and we're going to create a really fun background. So for this one, we're going to use Pretty Peacock Pretty Peacock, Misty Moonlight, Berry Burst, and Highland Heather. So a kind of a different purple. I didn't want to go with Blackberry Bliss because I didn't want it too dark. But we're going to use these 4 colors to create this really fun colored background here. So I'm going to start with the largest flower on my embossed piece here, which I'm going to color Berry Burst. So I'm going to take my blending brush. If you've never worked with blending brushes, they're great, but there's a little bit of a technique that you need to use with them. So you're going to swirl it in your ink pad. I like to have a spare piece of paper on my workspace because you're gonna kind of tap it off on the side, and then you're gonna lightly swirl it on your paper. Now, when you do this, the embossed piece picks up the color and it makes that image pop a lot more. So we're gonna do that on to we've got our big flower here, and then there's like a little smaller flower down here. Now with the blending brushes and this technique, you don't want to push too hard because you don't want that color to be super dark. You just want it to look like it's kind of got a little bit of a dusting of color, like you use chalks on there. So that was Berry Burst. We're going to do Highland Heather next. And these brushes, you can rinse them out and reuse them with different colors. So you don't have to have one for each color, but just for ease of, swapping and not having to wait for stuff to dry, I like to dedicate 1 brush per color. And then I use just a little label on there so I know what it's for. All right, so we're using our Highland Heather now just to kind of make these colors pop. And next we're gonna do Misty Moonlight next. Swirl it, kind of tap it. Misty Moonlight's a hard one because it is a dark color. You really gotta go light on the hand with swirling these colors. Okay, and then next we're gonna go with our pretty peacock, and then we're gonna kind of fill in the areas that are white. So our pretty peacock here, swirl it, kind of tap it, and then just lightly fill in those white areas. Now with this, because you're going light-handed, if you do want it to get darker, you could come back, add more ink to your paper, or to your brush, and go with a darker hand to make it dark. But that is our fun little coloring technique. Very simple. You don't even have to have a ton of coloring skill sets to be able to do that. Just some blending brushes, ink pads, and a scrap piece of paper to kind of tap that excess ink off the side. Okay, this is gonna go on with our liquid glue to get in those creases of our paper here. And you could really crank out a bunch of these super simple projects. Great for like Christmas cards. You could do red and green and different color variations of those. Okay, our sentiment is going to be in Tuxedo Black ink. I chose to use a piece of Misty Moonlight ink just to tie, or to cardstock, to tie in that ink color from our blending. And then for just a little bit more pop of color, I die cut those 2 leaves with Berry Burst. And I'm just going to stick these on actually with a piece of Scotch tape. When dedicating the brushes to one ink, do you label them? Yes, I do. So I just have a little label maker and I put them Highland Heather. I don't do like the whole word. I mean, Misty Moonlight took up a whole thing, but Peacock, Highland, that's how I know which one is which. And then I don't get like Pretty Peacock ink in my Pretty and Pink ink pad, even though there's no way those 2 colors are close to each other. But that's how I know when I have them in a bucket. And so when I go through it, I know, okay, that one's for Pretty and Pink, that one's for Petal Pink, that kind of thing. I tap my brushes on the side of the ink pad lid as an ink saver. Oh, that's a good idea. Does it get ink on, I guess the inside of the lid, and then you could use that for watercoloring too. That's a great idea. Okay, so I just added Scotch tape with the 2 leaves on the back, and we're gonna add dimensionals there. I use the Scotch tape because it's quick, it's easy, you don't have to wait for anything to dry, and nobody's gonna see the back of it. I have, this is the silver sheer ribbon, silver and white sheer ribbon. This is fun because you can color it with Stampin' Blends, and you can change the color of this ribbon. Now, if you do that, definitely make sure your workspace is covered. Because this is a mesh ribbon, that ink will go right through the ribbon, and you definitely want to make sure your workspace is covered. You don't want ink on your desk. So just a scratch piece of paper, grid paper would work. So I'm gonna tie this into a bow. I'm just leaving it silver. Again, I don't want to take away from that coloring that we did. And this is gonna go on with a mini glue dot. Mini glue dot. Mini glue dot is the best for this ribbon because if you use liquid glue, it'll ooze out of the mesh ribbon. So definitely use a mini glue dot for this ribbon. Okay, last bit, we're gonna come back in with our metallic gems. We're gonna use a large silver to tie in the silver of that ribbon, and a small one. And there is our last project today, featuring the Happy Hibiscus stamp set. I hope you guys like this one. Like I said, this is my favorite one. The sentiment, it's not large. I know we didn't use like the flower stamp, but I wanted to showcase the embossing folder and how that can be its own thing. And then making the embossing folder pop with that blending brush on top is really a fun technique that anybody can do no matter what skill level you are. All right, I'm gonna bring in our 3 projects that we created together today. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. We have the blending brush technique. We have our berry burst tropical hibiscus flowers, and then we have our rich regal hibiscus flowers down here. Again, my favorite, the blending brush, is definitely the top pick for me today. All right, well, thank you everybody for joining me for another week of Makers Monday. I look forward to being back with you next week for another week of live step-by-step crafting right before the big turkey day later next week. So I look forward to seeing you next week.